Good afternoon. My name is Robert Crompton. I'm Head of Personal Injury at Oakwood Solicitors. This afternoon I've got Sara Montgomery with me, who is an expert in our clinical negligence department. And we're going to have a brief chat about pharmaceutical negligence, what it means, who it may affect, what happens when you put in the claim in. So hello.
Hi, thanks for having me, Rob.
No worries. Just tell us a bit about pharmaceutical negligence then. What is it?
Pharmaceutical negligence claims are claims where the pharmacy has either incorrectly prescribed you the wrong type of medication, the wrong dosage of that medication, or out-of-date medication. As a claimant, you'll result in these type of errors. They experience adverse reactions to the medication that they've taken.
So who can claim for this sort of thing?
Pretty much anyone can claim who has been dispensed the incorrect medication. For minors, they do have up to their 21st birthday to make a claim. In most cases, it is 3 years from the date of knowledge. So usually when you prescribe the incorrect medication.
Right. And is there a right time to put a claim in?
I'd strongly recommend making a claim as soon as you've realised that you've been dispensed the incorrect medication, just because of the 3-year limitation period for these types of claims.
Right. If someone's been prescribed the wrong medication, I assume it doesn't necessarily automatically mean they've got a claim.
No, for claims of pharmaceutical negligence, not only just being dispensed the incorrect medication, that doesn't amount to a claim of clinical
So there'd have to be
negligence.
some sort of symptoms, some injury.
Yeah, they would have to have some sort of symptoms, either physical or mental, for them to satisfy the legal testing.
Right. Okay. And how does a claim, if that's happened to me, how is my claim funded? Who pays for the cost?
So we at Oakwood Solicitors, we run claims under a no-win, no-fee agreement, which means if the claim's unsuccessful, you don't owe us any money. If the claim is successful, then there's a deduction of up to 25% of your damages. So it's just the maximum of 25% that will be taken.
Right. Okay. And what sort of compensation do people for this sort of thing receive? How much money are we talking about?
It's very difficult to advise, especially without having review of all available evidence. For claims of pharmaceutical negligence, we consider 2 types of damages. The first type is general damages, which is assessing the pain, suffering and loss of immunity. So usually the period of the time that you've had those symptoms for. The second damages that we assess is what's known as special damages. This can be different for each individual person. It takes into account loss of earnings, travel costs, cost of over-the-counter medication. So it really is individual on the special damages.
Okay, so how is a claim pursued then? What's the sort of first few steps that happen?
So firstly, we apply for your medical records, whether it be your GP or hospital records in more severe cases. We of course apply for dispensing records also. Once we've got those records in and we can establish that we can prove not only a breach of duty but also the causation elements, then we'll look forward to actually drafting a letter of claim to put forward our allegations to the defendant.
Okay, so what happens in terms of the medical evidence? I assume I need some sort of medical report.
In some cases, you may need a medical expert report. In our experience, it's not usually required, just given the types of symptoms that people suffer with and the date that they realise that the incorrect medication has been prescribed.
Right. Okay. Now, how long do these types of claims take to run?
We usually say around 18 to 24 months. Claims of pharmaceutical negligence, they know by no means short claims. Most of the time is spent in the investigation period before actually putting forward our allegations to the defendant. So we usually advise around 18 to 24 months, but in these types of claims, it usually falls to the lower bracket.
Right. Okay. And just give me an example then. So what sort of cases have we dealt with in the past? Have you got any examples?
We've recently settled a case for approximately $3,100, and this was a claim where the claimant was prescribed a medication that she was allergic to, which actually ended up in her being admitted into a hospital. We've settled another case recently for approximately £4,500. In this case, the claimant was misprescribed a lower dosage of long-term pain relief medication for around 3 to 4 weeks before the claimant realised.
So this particular one will have had symptoms for 3 to 4 weeks until the medication was changed.
Yes, you can have the symptoms even after you've stopped taking that medication. And sometimes it takes a while for the symptoms to wear off, and that will of course be taken into account under the general damages.
Okay, and have you got any tips for potential clients? Anyone who thinks that this might have happened to them, what should they do?
I strongly recommend taking a photograph of the medication, and the box and the label if possible. The pharmacy records, on the dispensing records, they usually have the correctly prescribed medication. So I strongly recommend taking a photograph of the medication box and label. I also recommend going to your GP or the hospital if the symptoms are more severe, just to make sure that you're okay health-wise as a result of taking either an incorrect dosage or prescription of medication.
Excellent. And why would you use Oakwood Solicitors then?
We offer a free consultation to assess whether or not you're eligible to investigate this matter under a no-win, no-fee agreement. We try to explain the legal side of things with very limited legal jargon, and we're also open until 7 o'clock just to accommodate for people who aren't able to inquire within the working hours of the day.
Fantastic. Okay, well, thanks for giving me a bit more information about that. I'm sure there's a lot of people who have sort of come across this. I think it's quite common from what I hear. So if anyone has any questions, we'll provide a link in the bottom just underneath the podcast. So thanks very much, Sara.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
Oakwood Solicitors is a multi-service law firm. Our award-winning team is here to help you whatever your query may be. Call us now for a free consultation on 0113 200 9787 or visit us at www.oakwoodsolicitors.co.uk. Oakwood Solicitors, traditional law, modern ways.